All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Tuesday, which is actually, is today Tuesday? It's Tuesday. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed, guys, as we are absolutely right now, pumping like crazy on all these juicy crypto assets. My goodness, would you look at this? Would you look at this, guys? You know, I'm back in the saddle, trading the alts. All right, I'm trading Link, XR Pizzle, baby, trading Pump. Obviously, also in some Bitcoin positions here, guys, as can be seen. And look, if you want to be trading along with my altcoins, man, all right, I am trading them in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, baby. I've been posting my alt TA. All right, the Zcash trade took the long yesterday from the VWAP, smashed into our take profit, baby. All right, closed that Link trade out early yesterday, didn't hit our profit. But this morning, Pump, baby, was looking juice, all right? Took a trade on Pump, took a trade on a Link, took a trade on XRP, and they're playing out, baby. Look at this. The trades are playing out, all right? So if you want to follow along my altcoin analysis, join the Casper Crew VIP Discord at jasoncaspertrading.com, where every single day myself and other instructors are giving you their setups, their trades, letting you know what we're doing, and all that good stuff. You can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. Also, guys, today, no matter what, if we get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT, so make sure to smash the likes. But also, guys, no matter what, we are doing egg giveaways today. All right, eggs. These are things you can collect in the Discord, free Discord and VIP Discord, and you can win prizes for collecting these eggs. They are redeemable for cash and VIP memberships. All right, so stay tuned for getting more eggs. In fact, right now, if you go join my Discord, the free Discord or the VIP, go to quests. All right, Jason's public live stream. Go ahead, click the claim button, and type in the word salsa, and you will get eggs. All right, these eggs are redeemable for prizes. Everyone's eligible. Wow, look at that. 5 eggs. Juicy as all get out, man. As the Bitcoin price is pumping like a wild lady in distress, running through the wilderness with a laundry basket on her head, we need to remind everybody to please like the stream, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your uncle's mom's best friends, boyfriends, cousins, nephews, friends to come like Jason Casper's stream, because we are getting some pumpage in, baby. We are getting some poompage. Some poompage, baby. We got the old poompage going on, man. Look at this poompage. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are loving this poompage. Man, oh man, I'm loving the poompage, baby. Put a 1 in the chat if you love the poompage. The BBL doctor says steak and eggs. Ironically, I did have steak and eggs literally just before this stream. It wasn't steak, though. It was ground beef. It was actually ground beef with heart, liver, and kidney mixed in. Shout out to Crazy Waffles. Did you lay the eggs yourself, Jason? Yes! I squeezed them right out of my own uneven butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying over here? Whoa, what has happened? What has happened to your boy Jason Casper? Oh, there he is. Man, he's all over the place. Shout out to Crazy Waffles in the chat, guys. Shout out to my man Crazy Waffles 5150. Reminds me of those PV amps we used to all use back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sergeant Squid. He said, just turned green on the monthly. That is what's up, bro. That is what is up, bro. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. We got to give a major shout out to Soli, 114K. Shout out to Paper Beach Rock. He says, Vital, you dumb. Shout out to Ibrahim Pal. He says, likes. Shout out to McCall20. Shout out to HFG. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Shout out to Zabi. What about your bear market? Still here, bro. My bear market's still here, okay? Look at this. Look at this. I can literally make the top of my head disappear and back. Disappear and back. All right? That's where my bear market is, baby. Look, my bear market's here. Look. My bear market's here. Look, we're getting a red candle right now. All right. Look, here's the thing about the bear market, guys. There's a big difference between macro and micro analysis. All right. We're taking these long trades on the low term time frames over here. All right, and if you're in the Casper crew, then you know exactly when I'm long in these coins. All right, and if you're in the Casper crew, you know exactly when I shorted Bitcoin from the exact top as well. All right, look, there's a big difference between macro and micro analysis here. We got to take the trades as they come on these time frames, okay? And as we break down the charts, we're going to be talking exactly when the bear market starts, the exact date, when to sell, when to buy, everything. We're just going to give it all to you for free. So make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell. All right. Also, guys, gotta give a quick reminder that KCEX, best deal on fees in the world, man. 0% limit order, 0.01% market order. Also, BLOFIN right now is offering the Casper crew, which includes all of you guys, the lowest fees available. All right. 0.02% market order, 0% limit order, plus a chance to win all these juicy prizes. BLOFIN and KCEX, links in the description. In the description, baby. This is the 2-day time frame here on Bitcoin. And things actually, guys, are looking bullish coming up here. Now, I'm all the macro analysis I've given in the past few weeks still stands. All right. If Jason says it's bullish, you just short. And if Jason says it's bearish, you just long. All right? It's just long. Shout out to Cheap Vlog. He says MEXC also have 0% fees. Yeah, but MEXC requires KYC. All right? You know? If we close the monthly in the green, we're ready for another liftoff in November. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Shout out to 1DGMF. Shout out to Slow Lau Gabangan, who says, Magay! Magay! Shout out to Yarbuku C Crypto. If you're experienced lagging, close the YouTube app and click back in. Let's check the health of our stream. Excellent condition. Excellent condition. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to my YouTube channel. All right. We'll go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel here. Guys, if you want to learn how to trade for free, I have a free course. All right. In playlists right here. Jason Casper free trading course. All right. It's pretty crazy. 18 sessions of absolute free, good juiciness. All right, check it out if you want to learn how to trade for free 99, okay? For free 99. All right, so let's pop over to the Bitcoin chart. Major shout out to Bullish on Parade. Major shout out to FitGenius618. Major shout out to Quantum Logics. Major shout out to Diorani June, waiting for CPI data for next market momentum. Robin says it was on his end. I was having some issues with the stream earlier, so it could have been on everybody's end, all right? Look, it takes two to tango. Is the Casper Crew a signals group? Nope, these are not signals. Just because I am telling you that I'm taking a trade doesn't mean you should take a trade, and it doesn't mean it's a signal. All right? I'm not a financial advisor, and I do not give financial advice. I'm an idiot on the treadmill, a high school dropout. Okay? Don't know anything about anything. All right, was voted in high school to be the most likely person to get fired from my job at McDonald's. All right. So here we are. Right? So, Bitcoin, what has happened here? Well. The reality of the situation is this, guys. We're going to take a look at the volume here, and we're going to take a look at our indicator market cipher B. I think those are the two most important things to really take a look at. Remember yesterday, what did I say? I said yesterday, guys, the most important level is going to be $110,600. Why is this the most important level? Well, it's because this is what's known as the value area low, where historically speaking, any price below this line at $110,585 on Bybit has been considered underpriced Bitcoin. And if you come into the underpriced territory and then you're closing candles back in fair price territory, well, the probabilities are highest you'll make your way all the way back to where it's considered overpriced territory. So we're looking for that big old move up to around 117 to 119.6 thousand US dollars. Now, we were also saying, you know what's very interesting here is we made this scam-wick bottom. We came back inside the range. We came down to make a higher low, bouncing right off of the Fibonacci 786. And so it looks like we're making a higher low. It looks like right now, most probably, we were going to make a higher high here, pushing up toward the 118, 117. Let's just call it 118, all right, for simplicity's sake. The zone in between the point of control of the range and the value area high, right around here. And if we go ahead and we pull our Fibonacci from the high to the low, we can see that the confluence is quite striking. What is confluence? Confluence is when you have multiple things intersecting in the same place to tell you that this one place has lots of intersectionality. All right, intersectionality. Major shout out to all the fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, like myself back in college, actually, getting a major in the trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender intersectionality studies. It's actually how I learned about confluence. Couldn't get a job with that degree. They wanted something called experience, whatever that is. Come on, guys, I went to college over here. So instead of getting a job, I had to learn how to trade, and I used my knowledge of intersectionality to identify those key areas of support and resistance on the chart. All right? Just like the key areas of support and resistance that we look for in the Casper Crew VIP Discord when we're giving trade setups in advance like this, right? And taking the trades in real time like that. Or like all the trades that we're currently in right here over on BLOFIN, on Pump, XRP, and Link when I let the community know I was taking the trades in real time. Okay? If we can reclaim this key zone of intersectionality right here, then Bitcoin is most likely going to hit a new all-time high. Now look at the 2-day time frame right now, because when I gaze my eyes upon the 2-day time frame, I am seeing something that makes me feel a feeling inside my soul that I haven't felt since that one time I was screaming into a plunger wearing these glasses in front of thousands of people. It almost reminds me of the time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's together to order a Big Mac meal. All right? Really, it's a pretty crazy feeling. And here's the feeling. As we look at Market Cypher B, as the price is making lower lows, the oscillator is making higher lows. All right? In fact, this is known, as some of us might know, as the uneven butt cheek pattern. We have a very juicy left butt cheek, full of ravioli, ricotta cheese, gravy, parmesan, the pecorino romano. And if we take the butter chicken and we put it under the chart and we stretch them out, you can see that the resemblance is striking. Mamma mia, the resemblance is striking. I'm trying to sound like Mario. Thank you so much for playing my game. It's me, Mario. Look at the uneven butter cheeks right here, full of the ravioli and the ricotta cheese. Here we go. That's known as a bullish divergence. Now, not only do I have my degree in trans, non-carbon, binary emission gender studies, but I also have a degree in bullish divergence human anatomy. Or in fact, I have my PhD in bullish divergence human anatomy. You might say, Jay, what kind of a PhD thesis is that? Well, there's not many things to pick from. If you're trying to get your PhD in human anatomy or trading, we've been doing trading since the beginning of human history, and humans have been here since the beginning of human history. So, look, it's hard to find a PhD topic, but you can see that if this 2-day gets a green dot, we are most likely going to get a big old pusheroonie up into this box. Now, let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame has already confirmed the bullish divergence. And we have, now here's the thing. Unfortunately, we didn't get yesterday's candle close above the level. It would have been really nice looking if we got yesterday's candle close above the level. That would have given us much more confidence in reaching some of these higher targets. But what we did get yesterday, guys, is a confirmation. Don't be conned by the confirmation. But we did get a confirmation of an uneven butt cheek pattern on this candle yesterday, and now we are back inside the range. Now, we can even zoom in lower here and notice a few interesting things. All right, first of all, I'd say this. Let's clear off the whole dang chart. We're looking at this, because remember, this is our sideways range, right? We've got right now for us our clearly defined high at around 116 odd dollars. And then we've got our clearly defined low at around $103. When I say dollars, I mean hundreds of thousands of them. This is our sideways range. We go ahead, we take our volume, we pull it through all the way here, and bam! This is what we got going on, baby. Now, when we look at the 1 hour time frame here, we also do see something quite interesting, which is this. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb here, but here's what we see. We see a nice hidden bullish divergence here on our 1 hour time frame. All right, this 1 hour hidden bullish divergence, I think, does have room for upside based on the 4 hour, based on the 6 hour, based on the daily, based on the 2 day. The high time frames are telling us momentum is bottoming out here. We could get a big move to the upside. So interpreting the 1 hour through the lens of the higher time frames, this hidden bullish divergence is very oversold momentum wave here. When we came down earlier today at around the price of $107.5 thousand, this could give us some extra push. And the target is absolutely going to be the highs of this local range, which is going to put us above $116.5 thousand, which just so happens to bring us right to our Fibonacci golden pocket, the major area of resistance, where one of two things is going to happen. Either we're actually going to get a big old reclaim of this level and see new all-time highs, or we're going to get a massive rejection right from around the Fibonacci 618 and make a lower low. And as we know, the rejection from the 618 happens quite often in my life. For example, the 618 Fibonacci, whose name is actually 618, was a very beautiful blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl back in high school. I tried to ask her out on a date, and she rejected me. Why? Well, I was in the friend zone, but you can see what happened here. The purple candles are a chart of my emotions. I was feeling pretty good. My emotions were making higher highs and higher lows, but they were running out of strength. You could see it. Each higher high of the emotions, it was just not quite higher than last time. All it took was one rejection to literally ruin my life, ruin my self-esteem to the point where to this day I can't even look a female in the eye because I lack so much confidence, and we get a big move to the downside. Now, why did she reject me? Why was I in the friend zone? Well, because girls don't like nice guys like your boy Jay Casper in a nice shirt, open a little bit to expose the chest hair, which I don't have yet. I'm only in high school. I mean, look at the haircut. I obviously put some time and thought into that. Look at the neck tattoo of the Ben coin. Obviously, I'm into crypto. That makes me cool, right? She didn't like me because she was into this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. All right, Sam Bankman-Fried, as we all know, a criminal. The CEO of Bitcoin, who was a criminal in the Bahamas. All right, the owner of the Bitcoin company. The CEO of Bitcoin himself. If we take a look at Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs here, what do we notice about them? Very uneven. The left is much bigger than the right. Why is that? Well, we don't know. It's one of the things I was studying in my PhD about divergences in human anatomy. But one thing we do know for sure is if we're asking out a girl and Sam Bankman-Fried is there flashing his good old man boobies, well, that's called a bearish divergence. And here's something that we need to really be aware of. As we are coming up to this area, we need to be very careful that we don't see Sam Bankman-Fried's good old upside down flapperoni and flapjacks coming on in here, because that could signal to us a move to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to be watching carefully. I'm going to get my monocle out. I'm going to get my special magnifying glass out. This is the magnifying glass that I use to short and long the exact tops and bottoms. All right, do you guys see that magnifier? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my goodness. This really elucidates the chart for me, guys. So we need to be careful. In fact, even right now, we do need to be careful. I would say right now, actually, in the moment, would you look at this? You know, if we lose this POC, we could absolutely be printing some upside down Sam Bankman flapperonis right here. You know, that's actually not looking the best. Honestly, let's check our trades here. This link trade, you know, let me move the old SL into P, all right? Because it looks like we might be coming down, baby. You know, we've already locked in our good old profits here, all right? We've already locked in our GOPs. You know what I'm saying? The GOP, the grand old profit. You know, we're targeting the top of the range there. Let's go ahead and pull a little bit of a Fibonacci right here and see what we got going on. Yeah. Let's see. We might be able to re-enter maybe if we come down to this zone, all right? But, you know, you got to lock in your prof. When you're in prof, you got to lock in the prof. And honestly, right now, we got to be careful to see what happens here. Let's go down to our 24-minute time frame. The 24-minute is looking strong, all right? The 24-minute is looking strong. We have momentum getting higher, money flow about to cross to the upside, giving me some hope here that, yeah, we might actually see Bitcoin get a big move coming up to our next area where we are going to be asking out the love of our life. And now that Sam Bankman-Fried's in prison, well, we don't have to worry about him stealing our girl. All right? Good old Sam Bankman-Fried. You know what SBF stands for? It stands for stealing your girl, Bankman Fried. Dude's always trying to steal your girl. I would never leave my wife or my girlfriend alone with SBF. All right? Seriously. I never would. Make sure to smash up the likes, guys, because we've got over 1,100 people in the chat. And we only have one like. Guys, I'm trying to give away $1,000. 1,000 of them. All I ask is that you like the video. You know? All I ask is that you like the video. Alright, but also remember, guys, in the Casper crew, free and paid Discord, you can claim your eggs right now by using the code SALSA. Alright, so join the free Discord or join the VIP if you want 5 times the number of eggs. Go ahead and click claim in here in the egg channel. Where's the egg channel? Right here, egg rewards. Click claim. I've already claimed my eggs, but you can get your own eggs, which are redeemable for prizes like $200, $100, months of free VIP. And of course, if you join the VIP, well, you get 5 times the number of eggs. And the VIP is the place where myself and other instructors give their setups, like the pump trade, baby, given right from that low. The long of the VWAP, like the link trades from yesterday and today, baby. All right, like the XRP trade from today. All right, this morning, long and pump right here, and link, and XRP. All right, and yesterday, the link trade. All right, let everyone know I'm longing it here from the VWAP. Again, these are not signals. All right, and Zcash yesterday. Zcash, man, that was on fire, right? Long Zcash from the VWAP. That one hit smashed into a TP right there. And then, yeah, Link. I closed the trade a little early there because it was stalling on out. Look, you got to lock in the prof when you're in the prof. All right. And this morning we went over all our Bitcoin trading plans for the whole week. All right. Where we let you guys know what we're doing. All right. Not signals. We don't give signals. No signals. We don't give signals. All right. Not a financial advisor. High school dropout on the treadmill. Can't get a girlfriend. Jason Casper can't get a girlfriend. He's too shy. Jason Casper can't get a girlfriend. Can't look a girl in her eye. K-Bola Chakalajate. Shout out to NYC007. He says, K-Bola Chakarachate. Si, señor. Mis amigos en mis pantalones en la cocina. Si. Shout out to John Ploney. He says, "Whoa, Jay, long and alls." Man, I made an announcement in the Casper crew. I said, "Look, now that the garden time season is over." Man, all right. But look, we already locked in our profits here, guys. Look, it's a good thing we locked them in. All right, it's a good thing we locked them in. All right. Cheese. I love me some raw cheese, baby. Yeah, so honestly, these bear divs might actually start to play out now. They actually might start to play out now. And we'll see if we get a little bit more downside here. Look at that. We're already down on this long trade from earlier. We were up 3,200. We're down $600 since the stream started. It's okay, though, because look, we're long. We're short. We're literally short. We're literally short from the exact top. You know, so depending on what happens here, depends on what happens. Let's do some local TA. All right. Again, guys, we are at the make it or break it zone for Bitcoin right now. This is the POC of the range. If we can't hold this as support, well, there's a really good chance we come down quite a bit lower here. All right, let's go ahead and pull some fibs, low to highs, and see. Yeah, there's a good chance, guys, that we could actually even come all the way down. Well, we'll have to see how it plays out, but we could actually come down to 107. Right, this big old liquidity grab right here. I mean, after a move like that, fast move up, fast move down, if we don't hold this POC, or at least hold this support resistance flip, we could get a big old squeeze-a-roni in queso back down to 107 golden pocket, and then get a pump, all right? Because here's the thing, even if we get a move down, the high time frames to me still look pretty dang bullish. All right, I think we could get that move up to 117. You know, all things considered, we did take the liquidity from 113,680. All right, we did take that 113,680 liquidity. Looks like we're losing that POC. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I was bullish at the beginning of the stream, but now I'll flip bearish. Oh my goodness, wow. Look at that. Now we're bearish and we're short again. Raking in the juicy profits. Oh man. Let's see what happens. You know, that's one of the skills of a crypto YouTuber. Can flip instantly depending on the candle currently printing. When I went to crypto YouTuber school, they said, Jason, you have to be extremely bearish or bullish based on the current candle that's printing. Analysis, out the window. The one candle that's printing, that's what's going to get views. That's what's going to get clicks. People are scared. We're dumping. We have a 10-minute candle dump. People are scared. What's happening to my Bitcoin? Should I sell? I don't know. Always make sure to go to YouTube for financial advice, they say, right? Just kidding, that's not what they say. But let's see, can we get a reclaim of this POC? If we can, your boy's gonna flip bullish again. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling bullish right now. We got a blue candle pumping. Look at the 10-minute money flow. 10-minute money flow actually does look good. Look, here's the reality of the situation, guys. The reality of the situation is this. If you're a trader right now, you shouldn't really care about what Bitcoin does unless we're up here or unless we're back down here. You know, that's the reality of the situation. All right, we shouldn't really care what Bitcoin does unless we come to key resistance at the top of the range or key support at the bottom of the range. All right. So if you're a trader, cancel out all the noise, cancel out all the crypto YouTubers, and really just draw these 3 circles on your chart. These are like the only places we should actually care about. This level up here at 117, this is so important. This is the macro POC, the macro golden pocket, the top of the local range. Very important resistance. All right. Down here, this is very key support. We have massive amounts of liquidity down here. Plus, we have a very high volume node at around 107, 106.6-ish. And of course, we have to be aware of just taking out the lows of the range again with ultra bullish divergences, getting a reclaim for a move back up to the top of the range. These are all possibilities, and these are really the 3 main trades that we should be concerned about here. Okay? Okay. Now, we are starting to get a little bit of a move down. Let's check out the order flow. How is it looking? We have to refresh. This is Market Monkey. Market Monkey is the best order flow platform, in my opinion, right now, that you can draw on the chart and everything. So, what do we have here? Lots of shorts actually opening up here. Very interesting. Lots of shorts, it looks like, opening up here. Let's go to the 15-minute. Yeah, look at that. We actually saw quite a few shorts opening up here. You see that the CVD is getting lower. The open interest is getting higher. A lot of people are actually shorting that. You know, that typically can be a recipe for a short squeeze. So I'm actually very, very interested right now to see what happens if we come to this support resistance flip right here. All right, because if we're going to wreck these shorts and if we're trapping shorts right now to short early, this is going to be super key. All right, let's check out our trades here. Oh man. Let's check out our pump trade. How's the pump trade doing? Okay, all right, we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Pump is trying to get a backflip of the support resistance flippity floop flop. All right, let's check out XRP. How's XRP doing? All right. Let's see what happens here, guys. All right, let's see what happens. All right. Chocolate. I love chocolate, you know. I love chalk a lot. I always use chalk when I'm lifting weights. Shout out to Matt Did. He says, Jason gives us nothing but mixed signals. Yeah, I mean, people do think I'm a little bit ambiguous sometimes when I look like this, or 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 when I look like this. You know what I'm saying? Or when I look like this, or this, or this. Hey, Mike. All right, Bitcoin losing that POC. Let's go back to Market Monkey. Let's go down to the 1-minute time frame and see what's actually happening in real time with the order flow. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Decrease of open interest. This is not a strong move to the downside. I think we could get a bit of a reversal here. Maybe we come down a little bit, 111674, and then get a little bit more upside. All right, maybe we come down a little bit lower, 111674, get a little bit more upside. Let's see. Let's see what we can see. All right, let's see what we can see. We're going to wait and see. Let's check out Market Cipher B to see what we can see on Market Cipher B. Between you and me, money flow looks good. No bearish divergences. All right, we're going to put the level on the chart. All right, and we're going to hope hope that this could give us the old bounceroni and queso. You know, we're going to hope that this could give us the old bounceroni and queso from this level. And if not, we understand we could come back down to 107. So it's going to be the big make it or break it moment. All right. As the title of the video says, it says it's about to get crazy. And I wasn't joking about that. It's literally about to get crazy. Okay. It's about to get insane as we watch this back test of the POC. You know, it does not look the most bullish when we lose it and back test it like that. But let's see what happens here. All right, we could even look at this as a little local range here. All right, so let's pull this. Let's see what happens. Maybe we come down just to local Val. All right, local Val. Just a hometown girl. Her name was Val. Just a local hometown Val. Living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going right to the all-time highs. All right, we're going to have to wait and see. 1 minute bear div here playing out. We're getting a pump, baby. 1 minute blue candle pump city. All right, we got ourselves a 1 minute blue candle pump city, baby. Major shout out to the super chats. Shout out to Jeffrey. He says long the top and short the bottom, always the best strategy. Yes, there's a 1 hour bearish div, says Notorious. Yep. What indicator is that? Which one? Market monkey? Learning, earning, and calorie burning. Ain't that the truth? All right, you guys want a secret? You guys want a secret to ripped abs? These aren't ripped abs, but abs like this. They're not ripped. You can still see I'm kind of fat. Like I'm not ready to step on a dang bodybuilding stage. But compared to most of y'all, pretty ripped, right? You want to be ripped? And eat as much as you want. You want to eat as much food as you possibly can. All right, literally as much food as you can, okay? And until you're uncomfortably full. I'll give you the secret. Get a walking desk. Get a walking desk, man. You're just leisurely walking. There's no way you'll be able to out-eat a leisurely walk if you're sitting at your desk for 6 hours a day. 6 hours of walking a day, you won't be able to out-eat that so long as you eat whole, single ingredient foods. I'm not talking about processed garbage up in here. I'm talking about whole, single ingredient foods. Meat, eggs, dairy, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. All right? There ain't no way you'll be able to out-eat that, all right? And then all you have to do is lift heavy weights 2 to 4 times a week. Literally, maybe like 3 to 5 hours a week spent in the gym. And that's it. That's it. That's the big secret. Everyone else telling you have to starve yourself to death eating 1,200 calories a day of broccoli and chicken breast? Come on, man. That's going to kill you. All right? You want to feel good? You want to have energy? You want to have power? You got to eat those calories, but you got to tell your body what to do with them. Get yourself a dang walking desk. Link in the description. Just kidding. But I should affiliate with those walking desks, if you know what I'm saying. I should affiliate with those dang walking desks. Here we go, baby. We're getting another pump back to the upside. XRP. XRP, baby. XRP. How is 6 Juanita? She's all right. You know, she's all right. You know. I knew you were here to short flex. I'm not short flexing. I'm long flexing. We got the short. This short's old news, baby. This short's old news. We gave this short setup back on October 6th. We took the trade on October 6th. This is old news. But the long trades that were in here are these ones were all given today in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, baby. So let's see if we can hit another TP here. We're starting to get a little bit of bounce. We're holding that level. We're holding this range. We're back above the POC. Let's see what happens. Okay? Let's see what happens. You know? What walking pad do I use? Just whatever one's on good old Amazon for cheap. Alright? Shout out to Diego. He got a walking pad. Alright? That's what's up. Yeah. It's the cheat code. It's the cheat code to staying in better shape than 95% of everybody else without having to try hard. That's really the cheat code. You know, I'm all about lazy stuff. Like, you know, you got these people up in here with their dang order flow charts doing long division and calculus trying to figure out when to take a trade. I'm over here on Market Cypher looking at pictures of uneven butt cheeks and Depends diapers. Let's simplify everything. All right, let's just simplify it. What's the easiest way? What's the path of least resistance? People are always so eager to make everything so dang complicated. You know, if you can figure out a way to simplify something that's complex, you just figured out the secret to it, honestly. You just figured out the dang secret to it. All right? That's why I love me some good old Market Cipher B, if you know what I'm saying. So I love me some good old Market Cipher B, baby. Some good old Market Cipher. You know what I'm saying? I love it so much. I've worn the shirt every day for the last 4 years I've had this channel, and it shows. All right? It shows. All right, let's see what happens here. Can we hold the POC? Can we hold the POC? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Bitcoin to make a decision here, it looks like the decision's been made already, which is rejection, baby. Looks like we're back testing that. But we'll wait and see. Let's check out some other assets. Now, I do want to take a quick look at XAU here. Because gold, man. Would you look at gold? Oh, my goodness. What did we say was probably going to happen on gold? We said this parabola is unsustainable. It's unsustainable. You can't just trade something like this and expect to go up forever. No, it just don't work that way. So here we are. We're breaking the parabola. We're breaking the parabola. All right. Actually, this one looks really bad. I'll tell you why. This parabola kind of looks like the letter E, which means gold might end up with a bad case of Ebola. And you know what that means? Massive dump. Massive dump. Oh man, a deadly dump coming on in. We could see a big move back down to retest 3,600, 3,500. And if we do, man, that is going to be a juicy place to get into gold, I'll tell you. I don't know if it's going to happen, obviously, but look at gold on the day. Man, look at gold on the day. Let's clear off this chart here. All right. Let's clear off this chart right here. Man. 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 And woman, too. I'm not trying to be sexist or misogynistic over here. Woman. Woman. Let's put a line here on the chart. Let's go to the weekly and see what would happen. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine, though? If we just get back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in like 2 weeks, that would be crazy. That would be a pretty dang good opportunity. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but again, we put the parabola on the chart. And this is just liquidity waiting to be grabbed, man. So let's see what happens with gold. Here's something else that I think is interesting to think about. You know, gold has been pumping like crazy since September, the beginning of September. If gold starts to, let's say, we don't have to give back everything here. We could start to form a range. You know, we could start to form a triangle here like this too, right? And then eventually get the old Breakeroni and cheese, like what we had over here. You know, like what we had over here. Very similar, right? If gold cools off, that actually might open up the door for Bitcoin and other altcoins to start to get their Cornish pumps. All right? So this is something to keep in mind. Let's keep an eye on how gold closes, because right now, this is a bearish engulfing candle on the daily. We have not seen a bearish engulfing candle like this on gold. I mean, I don't even know. I guess not since like November 2024 is the last time we saw a candle this intense, this bearishly engulfing here. Unless you consider this one, but this took 2 candles here on April 2025. That is a pretty wild daily candle right now on gold. All right. Let's check out how ETH is hanging in. Okay, so ETH hanging on in, guys. As we know, like ETH potentially, this is a potential right here for a big old bull flag breakout on ETH, with our target being just under $7,000. All right, we're taking it from this. All right, we did it off of log. All right, so the log scale makes it look a little bit different, but in general, this is our ETH target in general. Now, this situation, in order for it to play out, there's a few things that could happen. Thing number one, obviously, is that we hold this lower trend line now, which we kind of are holding here. Okay, we kind of are holding it. But thing number two, which would actually be really nice, would be to basically fill this wick here, because as we know, ETH did not take the low from August 3rd, 2025, which means we have a double bottom, which means there are stop losses below these levels that would trigger a stop hunt run, and a reversal. So if we come back down into this area, right? And then we get a reclaim of $3,500. That to me is a trigger to enter a long trade, especially if we look at market cipher B and we see that we are indeed printing uneven butt cheekaronies. All right, absolutely amazing. Could be here, could be here. All right, that could be what we see. All right, if we come down again on the daily, we could be getting that nice uneven butt cheek pattern coming right in there, coming right on in. All right, that is something I would be quite interested in. Now with ETH, this also is a very key level because as you can see, if we don't, in the scenario that we're coming back down to 3,500, it's a very clear invalidation, right? If we don't bounce from 3,500, there's a really good shot that we are coming back down to 2,800 Fibonacci golden pocket. So this to me gives you a trade setup with a very clearly defined risk and a very clearly defined reward. It's about an 11-to-1 risk-reward ratio, assuming a $7,000 ETH, which I think is very reasonable. All right, and and this is kind of what would happen here. This right here, these lower highs, very squeezable, right? There's liquidity above them. We saw the momentum turning down. Now we're starting to see the momentum turning up. So another drive to the downside while momentum is turning up, that could really be the trigger to push us to the top there. I would definitely be quite interested in something like that. All right. Now again, if ETH loses 3,500, I would not take a long here unless we dip below 3,500, take these wicks out, and then get a move back above 3,500. That's the only way I would take a long there, guys. All right, we need to see conviction in the market that indeed we're getting a bounce there. We can't just open along while we're like got a good old candle down here like 32.50. You know, we can't just do that at 32.50. My goodness. All right, let's see. Let's pop back over to Bitcoin quickly. How's she doing? Let's go to the 6-minute here. Yeah, not looking good. Looks like a rejection. All right, looks like a rejection here. Yeah, it looks like a beat of a rejection. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. 41 minutes in and only 530 likes. I know. Do I take days off? Days off of what? Of walking? I try and walk every day. I don't feel good if I don't walk. I've also accustomed my body to walking so much, so it's really difficult for me to like sit still. Shout out to Dano Crypto. He says my English accent is good. Is it really? I get mixed reviews. Oh man. Bitcoin taking a dump. All right. Well, okay. We've already locked in our profits on all of these juicy trades given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. All right. And so, man, we saw it coming. I should have shorted. I should have shorted when I saw this loss of the POC here. You know, it's not too late. It's not too late. Something like this is not too late here. You know, it's not too late here. It's not too late. I mean, maybe it's about to be too late. We're back testing the downtrend break. It's Trump. Trump tweeted. What did Trump tweet? Did he tweet or did he truth socialize? Did he tweet or truth socialize? What did he do? Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. All right. I'm gonna have to short with this hedge. All right. Let's see. We'll put it above. Yeah, alright. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We're just in a little bit of a hedge here, guys. Alright. We already made 650 bucks. Right now, this stop loss is going to stop me out for a $200 loss, which is still 450 bucks. And if that gets me stopped out for a $200 loss, well, this thing's going to be up like close to 400 bucks. We can take out half, break even, and still be in profit. So let's see what happens here. All right, we're getting another little bit of a move to the downside. My goodness. It's a late short. It's late. And honestly, we're shorting right into support. We're shorting right into support. Let's be honest. We're literally shorting support right now, okay? See these highs? This is where we could bounce. But just really to protect my capital here. Just really to protect my capital. Oh, looks like the link trade stopped us out too here. Looks like that link trade, yeah, that link trade stopped us out. Would you look at that? The link trade stopped us out. My goodness. Okay, so we closed the link trade for a little bit of a profit here. We've still got the XRP and the pump trade open from this morning in the Casper crew. This is shorting support, but the reason I'm shorting this support here is because if we lose it, we're going straight down. And I know this sounds crazy, but it's actually riskier. I'm risking more money by not shorting than shorting here, because if this trade gets stopped out for a $200 loss, this trade is still going to be open for like close to 400 bucks, right? So I'll still be in net profit $200, not including the 650 I've already locked in, not including the altcoin trades I've already locked in, all right? So this is like a hedge. This is a proper usage of a hedge here to protect your dang capital, all right? To protect your capital. All right, so let's see what happens. We could get a move down, or we could get a bounce from this green line. Very important. This green line is very, very important here. All right, again, if the 1 hour prints a red dot, man, we could get a much bigger move down. We hold this, it's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy, baby. Let's check out ETH. Trump said maybe the XI meeting won't happen. Okay, interesting, interesting. All right, interesting, interesting. Let's check it out here. Let's see what's happening. All right, let's see what's happening here. All right. Let's actually pull another fib from the... Oh, I didn't even notice this. Did you guys notice that? I'm sure you did. Not only did we CDW those highs, but we were also rejecting from the 786 in Espanol. I love me a little bit of Espanol up in here. Guys, we have 1,300 viewers, 500 likes. Make sure to smash up the likes. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to smash up the likes. Also, guys, I have to remind you that I've got myself now the Billy Casper Bible channel. If you're into the Billy Casper Bible channel, where I talk about the Bible, check it out. All right, check it out. Check it on out. All right, people have been telling me to make this for years. I'm going to be uploading content to this a couple times a month. All right. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. If you're not, then don't check it out. I'm going to pop it in the chat here. All right. Also, guys, make sure to like the stream. And let's see if we can't find a tweet. Trump's tweet here. Was it tweet or Truth Social? All right, let's see. Let's see. This can't be real. This is old. All right, it must be on Truth Social. Truth Social. Why does CF call me Billy? I don't know. I don't know, but I will tell you this. I've ran with it. All right. Shout out to R Pink in the house. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Franco Ruiz. Can you sing the pump song? All right. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good time to sing the pump song right now. If we start to bounce from this level, I might sing the pump song. Let's check out the OF. You know, OF does have some bullish CVD here, honestly. OF does have some bullish CVD. Like from these lows to this, we do have some bullish OF right here. Increase of OI, decrease of CVD. All right, let's see what happens. We're definitely stalling out here. We're stalling out here. We got a little bit of OF here. This could be a bit of a reversal here. All right, let's wait and see how this is going to play out. Then we might be able to sing the pump and or the dump song. All right, we might be able to sing the pump and or dump song. All right. Shout out to Sudeep. Watcher Guru posted. He might have said it in a meeting. Oh, okay. It's going to do the opposite of what Jason says. Well, I said it's either going to bounce or dump, so I guess it's going to do literally nothing. It's going to go sideways. It's going to go sideways. And here's the thing. While it goes sideways, I have to take a pee, all right? So I'll be right back. All right, well, we're back, baby. We are back. Let's check out this market monkey. There we go. Huh. There we go. There we go. No, that's not where we go. What the heck? I have to figure out how to get this thing to work here. All right, shout out to NYC. When it's down at 101K, I'm gonna buy a stack. You feel? Shout out to my man Aaron G. Yes, the egg code is salsa, guys. And make sure to smash up the likes. We got 1,200 people in the house, and we only have, let's see, 600 likes. Did I wash my hands? No, I didn't. Look, I didn't touch anything. You guys know I pee like this. Yeah. And then to shake it off, I just twist my hips like Elvis. It gets all over the floor. That's okay. The wife will clean it up later. I teach my son to pee on the floor too. You know, any ladies out there, you guys hate how your sons pee on the floor? You know why they do that? Your little sons pee on the floor? It's because the dads teach them to do that just to get back at you wives for all the little things you do to annoy us all day, right? See, we're so sophisticated, us men. We're not going to talk to you about the things that bother us. We're just going to teach our sons to pee all over the floor, so you have to clean it. Ha ha ha. Hopefully my wife's not watching this anyway. Anyway, I love you, wife. Shout out to my wife. Love you, wife. You're the best wife in the world. She really is. She really is. All right, let's see what happens here. Yeah, shout out to Big Bucks 28. Any idea why crypto is being suppressed? I don't know. I don't consider crypto being suppressed at all. I don't think it's suppressed. I think a $112,000 Bitcoin is pretty insane. It's pretty insane. Hope the couch is comfy. Which type of VWAPs do I use? I just use a normal old VWAP, all right? A normal old VWAP. You can find them in Market Monkey. You just go ahead and put on the VWAP. Let's see. Where's the VWAP? VWAP. Boom. All right. There's the VWAP down here. 111,376. Let's see. Trying to get this heat map to work here, but I have some serious issues with the heat maps, guys. Serious heat map issues up in here. That's true. The only thing suppressed crypto is the thousands of new coins diluting the market. Yeah, that's true. I was just talking to a guy over the weekend who makes his own cryptos every day, and he can make like $5 on them. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, do that like 100 times a day. You know, you're making $500 a day. He said there's no way he could do it 100 times a day. I said, what about 20? Make $100 a day. You know, that's $3,000 a month. That's actually some pretty good stuff right there. You know, that's some pretty good money right there. Some pretty good money right there. All right. What else should we look at, guys? Throw something in the chat. Throw some stuff in the chat. And we'll take a look. Throw some stuff in the chat, and we will take a look. Crypto Face is right there right now. Crypto Face in the house? Oh! Shout out to Crypto Face in the house! Didn't even see you here, bro. How have the trades been? They've been decent, bro. Like, they've been alright. They haven't been the best lately, alright? It hasn't been bad. It hasn't been bad. It hasn't been horrible. But, it hasn't been the best. Although I did short the exact top. Literally, the exact top. So, and I let the community know I was shorting too. So, it always feels good when you short and you bring other people with you. You know, Crypto Face? You know. Crypto Face knows. You always feel kind of slimy when you do this and then no one else knows, you know? But yeah, I'm just chopping around with some altcoins lately. Just tiny little trades, you know? Also, just shorted the exact bottom of this Bitcoin dump as well. That's how the trades have been, man. Shout out to Crypto Face in the house, the creator of the Market Cipher indicator. Again, I love this indicator so much that I wear literally a Market Cipher shirt. I've worn it every single day for the past 4 years, and it shows, right? It's a little bit worn out here, all right? All right, someone wanted to look at SUI, S-U-I. Let's check it out. Start on the weekly here. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Holy moly macaroni. All right, so SUI, man. SUI. You know, it's not looking as good as some of these others, to be honest with you. But I would say this. The fact that we took all this does look pretty nice. And the fact that we're back inside the range does look pretty nice. The fact that we've closed 2 weekly candles above value area low does look pretty nice. But I was really hoping we would see some bullish divergence here, okay? I was really hoping we'd see some bullish divergence here, and we're not. All right, let's go to the daily. The daily looks much nicer, actually, than the weekly. The daily, you can see the money flow coming up like this as we have this wick. And I know a lot of people don't count the wicks. I count the wicks for my divergences, especially if we're taking massive amounts of liquidity going all the way back to last year, over a year ago. That does look pretty nice. Obviously, we had some pretty bearish divergence up here. So I'd say that this wick to the downside does look like a nice flush. If we're going to get a big old pumperoni and take these highs again, this is probably the catalyst for it. The problem is right now, if you're like looking for a SUI trade, you'd have to be on a lower time frame. Because if we're trying to get in here, you know, we need like a 50% stop loss just to try and get a, you know, it's actually not. It's not the worst, right? It's a 2.5 to 1 risk reward, but it's definitely not the best. We would need to wait for something more local. And honestly, we did have a local setup here. So assuming you're already in SUI, right? Assuming you're already in SUI, and you're asking, what do I think? Well, we did have a local setup here when we basically came back down to retest this value area low. We didn't really see bullish divergences though. You know, it doesn't look as juicy as we would want. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look as juicy as we would want to see. It doesn't look like, you know, AVAX literally took the low, like, but look at how AVAX did it with the bullish divergence, right? On the weekly and like on the 4-day. I mean, the money flow crossing from purple into blue as we literally take out all that liquidity. But SUI doesn't have the divergence there. So, look, it doesn't look bad. The problem right now with a lot of these coins is the wick is so low. And if we fill these wicks, I mean, we're dealing with massive percents here, right? So we have to approach this of saying, if this is a bullish thing for all these coins, SUI, and if this is bullish, and we're not talking about spot here, we're talking about leverage, right? Then we need to wait for a low time frame entry on that. You know, we need to wait for a low time frame entry on that. You know, Coinbase didn't take the low. So that's something to keep in mind here. Coinbase did not take the low. Let's see who took the low. You know, Binance, wow, my goodness. Man, this is some risky territory here. This is some risky territory. Would you look at that? All right, so Coinbase, I guess, is probably the chart we should go with here, since Coinbase is pretty much just holding this triangle here. Man, that is a crazy discrepancy. And man, what's tough is our second tap of the golden pocket here. It's tough. It's tough, man. I'll be honest with you. If we're gonna head into an altcoin season, if Bitcoin's gonna hold the 200-day SMA, then yeah, we could see this triangle breakout. I guess we've got ourselves some ambiguous looking stuff here. Man, I have nothing to say. All right, I'm just gonna show this picture. This is what I think about SUI. All right, this is what I think about SUI. Litecoin, yeah, let's take a look at Litecoin, Nick D. Bacher. We'll take a look at LTC. All right, we'll take a look at LTC. Crypto Face, everyone wants you to stream tonight, bro. Yeah, let's take a look at Litecoin. Oh man, so look, Litecoin hasn't even taken the highs on Coinbase yet. All right, we were really looking to get that move above 146. We couldn't even do that, so we're still just chopping around in the range. Let's go to the weekly. This is the weekly time frame for Litecoin, in my opinion, looks extremely bullish. All right, we've been respecting this trend line going all the way back to 2017. The money flow is getting thicker here. The momentum is coming in. A really nice bottom in August 2024. A really nice oversold wave on the weekly. Money flow continues to get thicker. No bearish divergences here. In fact, all we do have here is liquidity, which means we could easily get a short squeeze above this. And once we flip this, I'd say we could break out. This is a giant bull flag, like literally, right? And I would say the technical target being around $665 on LTC. Let's go to the monthly. Yeah, the monthly's printing a red dot, but you know, it's not a divergence. It's not a divergence. And that 2-week a green dot in the weekly would be our ticket into Pump City. That's honest. We do have bullish divergence potentially on our 2-day as well. All right, so the 2-day potentially printing a nice bullish divergence here on LTC. Could see a nice move on that. And of course, we'd also need Bitcoin to follow through with that as well. With that 2-day bullish divergence, we could see everything get a nice pump. You know, we could see everything get a nice pump. Nice pump, everything. Litecoin is one of the most bullish charts, for sure. Can Trump lay off for a bit? Yeah. Pube face. Yeah, I have that pube face right here. Not that one. Not that one. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. I call it my 12-year-old Amish kid beard. That's about all I got. That's about all I got. This is why I don't grow a beard. I let it grow. Just patch city. Just straight 12-year-old Amish kid. You know? So, it is what it is, man. You gotta work with what you got. All right, life gonna deal you a hand, and you gotta deal with what you got. All right? You gotta deal with what you got. Alrighty. All right, guys. It's been a great stream, but unfortunately, I do have to head out. I've got some things to do on the farm. So may God bless you all in Jesus' name. I do pray from the bottom of my heart, you and your families are very blessed in multiple ways. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and I will see everybody next time. Peace!